What up, nerds and nerdettes? All my people out there nerdulating, having a nerderifical day. Let's talk about Lizzo. Let's talk about Lizzo. Lizzo, 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 Lizzo. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you something about Lizzo. I like her music. Somewhat. But I do like the upbeat, all right, In the minute, I'ma need us in the middle, man or woman to pump me up. You know what I'm saying? I don't like the curse words, and I'm not really for I'm not a body positivity type of guy. What's going on? How you doing? Like I'm not a body positive, eat what you want, don't exercise, look however you want, and everybody should accept you. I'm a person that says, look, if you want to eat what you want, if you want to look however you want, that is your personal journey. Everybody doesn't have to accept you. They don't have to love you. They don't have to give a damn about you because you choose to fit in a certain category. Now, Lizzo has this show called Look Out for the Big Girls. And she's like, I finally have a platform where I can hire who I want. Now, she hires a bunch of women that look like her because that's what she said. I wanted to hire women who look like me. And when you look at the dancers, they look like her. They look like smaller versions of her. Fine. No thanks. So they look like smaller versions of her, but they're thick girls. Now, I've dated some thick girls. I've dated some big girls. So I don't slam thick or big girls. I don't do it because, man, sometime they just, man, shoot. Sometime they be hitting on all cylinders. Sometime a thick girl will have you frying. So I don't sit up there and go, she's too big. I'm like, hey, sometime I could be the one. I'm trying to tell you, don't knock it until you try it. So I don't do that. But I am health conscious. I'm one of those people who believe that, you got to protect your heart. You got to protect your lungs. And that's because I dated a large woman and I fell in love with her. But my deal with her was you have to lose weight. You have to, because if I marry you and we have kids and you die because you're getting bigger, then I'm gonna have to explain that to the children. And she didn't want to do it, and 10 years later she died. She just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. She passed away from that, and it broke my heart. It broke my heart to hear it. But I knew it was coming, especially when she wanted to argue with me about it. And I was like, I can't do this anymore. So I didn't want to be with her anymore after that. So that's what I am. I'm like, if you're a thick girl, you're a thick girl. You're a thick woman, you're a thick woman. It is what it is. But be healthy. Now, the whole thing with Lizzo is body positivity. You can look however you want. But I think a lot of this body positivity and accept me however I am, I think a lot of that is catered towards the LGBTQ community. I think it is. I think a lot of her music, a lot of Beyonce's music, and a lot of those other people, they're all catered towards LGBTQ. That's just what I believe. Now, these women are saying, listen, Lizzo took us to a club, a strip club. Now, mind you, they're all women. And the performers that were on stage, Lizzo called the girls up and said, hey, go touch the performer. And the one girl was like, I didn't want to do it, but I felt pressure to do it. Now, this is one of the things that she's suing Lizzo about. It's like, you can't do that. I can't see that lawsuit sticking. If you were an adolescent and somebody coaxed you into something, then the adult is responsible. 100%, I get it. You know, if you're a person of influence and this is an adolescent, like you're a school teacher and you tell a kid to go smack another kid, then the school teacher's that wrong. I understand it 100%, but you're a grown woman. Just because that's your employer doesn't mean you have to do everything they say. You have the option of saying no, but you can't go squeeze a guy's nuts and then say, I'm suing you because you made me do it. She didn't make you do it. They made a paraded about, and you know how girls do when they're at the strip club. Yeah, do this, girl, and all the, everybody with the vibe, and then she's like, go ahead, touch him. Then you go ahead and touch him. You can't sue me for that. You could have been like, no, I'm not going to do it. You're a grown woman. You're fully responsible for yourself. No, I'm not going to do it. Not to mention, you're one of Lizzo's dancers. Lizzo is influenced by, she's influenced by the system. Let's not act like we don't know. And these people are into all kind of stuff that, let's face it, is unsavory. Lizzo went to a basketball game and pulled down her pants to show her ass. Let's get this straight. Lizzo is 300 pounds. She pulled her pants down to show her ass and the crowd went crazy. It's like, now when you see this and you want to go and work, you answer her casting call, be ready for anything. Lizzo's world is very open. It's very, men on men, women on women. It's there's no rules and regulations with their world. But don't get up there and say, I just came here to dance. I have morals and scruples. Well, guess what? You're being paid by someone who's being backed up by a system that is godless. It's a godless system. Trust. They don't care. They're going to do what they want. And this is why you ended up at a strip club. You probably don't even go to strip clubs. But this is the reason why. And there's all and then you had the nerve, and then you said that that's sexual harassment. That's not sexual harassment. Sexual harassment is when you say no and they force you to do it. That's not what happened. You said you felt pressure to do it. What does that mean? That means everybody else was doing it, so you felt like you should have done it. It's like everybody else in high school is smoking weed, so I felt like I should have done it. I came under that pressure before. When I was 14, the homies wanted me to smoke and drink. I was like, nah, I'm good. And I left. The local drug dealer had me and my homie at his house. He was trying to get us to smoke weed. I hit it once and I was like, it's not for me. I handed it back. I left. Lizzo didn't make you stay there. You could have got up and left, but you were afraid you were going to lose your job. And then she said Lizzo was, telling people that you should be lucky that you know me, that we're on a first name basis. She's not wrong. Look, I'm not all for Lizzo, but I'm like, some of this lawsuit doesn't seem right. She's not wrong saying you should be lucky you know me. She sells, thousands, millions of tickets, whatever. This is the world that you want to be in. She's at the top of that world. She's at the very top of that world. She is an A-lister. So she's not wrong about that. However, being that you're in that world, there's a lot that comes with it. Look, it just seems to me like people want to be moral in a world that's not moral. And then they're upset when they run into the immorality of the world. They did this, they said this, these are immoral people. Their whole system is built off of immorality. They're not doing or saying anything that makes you God conscious. They're not here to make you feel holy. They're there to party, have illicit sex, parade about half naked. They're not here so you can, see a role model and your kids can grow up and run around half naked. It's not what this is. Now, do I hope these people get money if they were done wrong? Yeah. But I'm telling you, the world that they've entered into, and she fired some of these people. Let's just be fair here. Lizzo's not gonna stop doing Lizzo. When they complained about Ellen DeGeneres and how mean she was, hey, Ellen DeGeneres is still Ellen. She's still $30 million a year. She's still terribly rich. When they complain about Oprah and Harvey Weinstein and all this other stuff, Oprah is still a billionaire. Lizzo's still going to be Lizzo. She's still going to have all of her money. She's just going to hire new big girls, new thick girls. She's going to get rid of you. She's going to have new thick girls on her show, and she's going to forget that she even knows you. Now, I ain't saying that you should deal with whatever it is whatever happened. What I'm saying is you shouldn't be there. If you're not ready for the smoke that these people are going to bring you, don't desire to be on stage with them. Don't, because it's going to be some backstage craziness. Don't even bother. They said that she was body shaming them. Yeah, she's going to body shame you. They said, I felt like she in choosing, and she was saying that to somebody, we're getting too big. Yeah, she can do that. She can walk up to you and say, listen, this is my show. This is what I want the dancers to look like. Now, if you think that that's a problem, then there's the door. You can't sue her because she wants you to look like something. And she starts picking and choosing who she wants to look like what. You can't, I'm suing you because you don't want, no. Bye, goodbye. We don't care. We don't care. This is a machine and it has to keep going. And in order for this machine to keep going, then this is what I want. Do you think that decision is from her? No, it's not from her. Look, she started off with a black management group. Now she has a white management group. Look, it's not her who's pulling all the strings. It's the people pulling her strings that are pulling the strings. And they're telling her, listen, you do this or this is going to happen. She's telling you, you look like this or this is going to happen. All of those people are getting their strings pulled. Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B, they're all getting their strings pulled. Cardi even talked about it before. They are programmed to say certain things. And they're programming you. So if you don't look a certain way, if you're not parading about and celebrating homosexuality, if you have a moral opinion on premarital sex, if you're not at the strip club drinking, smoking, having a good time, throwing up in the bathroom, getting a train ran on you, you know, if you're not doing these crazy things, I ain't saying somebody got a train ran on them. I'm just saying it's just not out of the question. Nothing's out of the question. If you're not into these things, then you do not need to be on stage with these people. These are not consummate Christians. It's not what they do. They have concerts where it has Satan in the back of it, like Rihanna did. It said Satan in the back in big red letters. Sam came out with his hit and look, with fire, dressed like the devil and all that. That's what these people do. Get out of that industry. Go dance for somebody else. Dance for yourself. Get on YouTube and start a dance group. Do something. But unless she, assaulted you, unless she forced you to touch somebody's nuts or whatever, a woman or man or whoever was on stage, unless she said, you're going to do it or else, then you don't have a lawsuit because you could have just walked away. Unless she said, I don't even know about the whole body shame thing. Because you are a private contractor. You're 1099. You're not 1040. You're 1099. You're a private contractor. And somewhere in the contract is a stipulation. And it'll probably read very clearly that you should look a certain way in order to fulfill your end of the contract. And if you alleviate from this, which is what one girl did, she said she kept getting bigger. The girl said she was getting fatter, is what she said. Well, guess what? Lizzo saw that. She's like, you're getting bigger. No. So you're suing her because you got bigger. I can't do it. You can't do it. It's not going to happen. You're going to get laughed out of court. Now, there's some things that, they're saying Lizzo did. She didn't allow them to eat. She didn't allow them to, I don't know. They're basically calling her some kind of tyrant. This, that, and the third. I'm going to tell you something. When you look at the Knowles, Beyonce Knowles, and you look at their dad, their mom, and look how they worked Destiny's Child, you need to understand something. Destiny's Child was in heels and sweatpants, working out for hours, doing their dance moves when they were together. They were hours going at it. Destiny's Child was aerobics to them. Look at Beyonce today. Look at the body Beyonce has. The woman's over 40 years old. You think she got that way by eating Twinkies and ho-hos? No. She's that way because she constantly works out, and she does it because she's a consummate performer. When you're in the performing game, if you don't stay at a certain weight, if you don't keep your body at a certain, with a certain look to it, you're going to be tossed to the wayside because there's millions of other people who would love to be on stage behind Lizzo. Like I said, look at her concerts. Look at Beyonce's concerts. Every single one of those dancers she has up there, none of them misses a beat. None of them. Because they practice constantly. They're constantly working out. They're in the gym. They're constantly with the choreographer. They live, eat, and breathe whatever they're going to do. Lady, you admitted it. You got bigger. You said it yourself. You got bigger and Lizzo fired you. That's not Lizzo's fault. That's your fault. That's your fault. Not to mention, if Lizzo wants to hire a bunch of skinny, anorexic Asians, she can do that. She can hire whoever she wants. Now, some things that were in the lawsuit were not mentioned. And I would like to see what they were. I'm not a lawyer or anything, but my whole angle is people don't know what they're getting into when they meet these celebrities. And that's what I'm saying. You don't know backstage. But you hear celebrities talk about backstage and groupies and the stuff that they do. I mean, you hear R. Kelly talking about it. You hear rappers talking about it. All these Belle Biv DeVoe. You hear, because people are crazy. And you never know what they're going to bring when it comes to backstage. It just so happens that, Lizzo is hard on you ladies. Don't work for her. Don't work for her. When she's body shaming you, leave. You're 1099. You're not 1040. You're not under contract to stay with her production company. You're not. You can't go there and eat, Twinkies and whatnot and get bigger and say, hey, you still have to accept me. That's not the way this works. You have a look that I like, you're hired. You got fatter, you're fired. Boom, just like that. Just like that. Just like that. As far as sexual harassment, they really didn't say much more about the sexual harassment other than her going to the club. And we didn't hear, a lot of other stuff out of the plaintiffs. And I'd like to hear more. But what I really like for these young ladies to do is wake up. That's what I really like them to do. Wake up. Get away from these celebrities. Start your own thing. Yeah, it's going to be small time. Nobody knows you. So what? Nobody knew her until she brought out that flute. She got pushed because of what she represents. If you're not with that, then go start your own thing. Go on Facebook and do your own dance moves. So what if nobody gives a damn what you're doing for a year or two? You got, so what? You might have to work your ass off for a few years before somebody knows your name. So what? So what? So what? It might not even happen. There are millions of people out there who have dreams deferred. So what? So what? You know, there are plenty of people who come from groups that made it and then they didn't make it with it. Look at the one girl. She's like, I was the fourth Black Eyed Pea, and she made a video about it. Nobody cares. We don't care that you were a Black Eyed Pea. Nobody knows your name. You didn't start something else. You went, had a kid, and now you're a mom. Great. That's business. Most people are regular degulars. You're one of them. I'm regular. Nobody knows my name. Nobody gives a damn music I put out music all the time. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to hear my music. Nobody wants to hear this. I sell my music. Listen. I make I make a couple pennies every now and then. And you know what? I'm grateful for every penny that I make. I'm a guy. I'm almost 60 years old. I can't complain. Nobody wants to listen to me. Nobody watches me. I can't. I'm a man who's almost 60 years old, and I make my little beats, and I put them on CD Baby or something. And when somebody from, Libya listens to it, I get a couple pennies off of it. I appreciate every single one of them Libyan listeners. I'm regular. It's your boy Tone 202. I'm going to continue the live. I'm just gonna make some music because I know other people will come in and out of the live. Yep. Because I like making music. There's nothing wrong being regular. I think one person is here. Hello, whoever you are. I'm pretty much done with the subject matter. I just kind of flounder about and make my little make my music. It's how I deal. How do you deal? This is how I deal. That's how I deal. This is how I I think I'll end the live and just come back with making music.